Okay, new school comic book reviews. Let's just jump into it. First thing I have is Stray Bullets, number 41 by David Lapham. The last issue of Stray Bullets came out, I don't know, several years ago. Maybe not several years ago, but it's been a long time. Basically, Stray Bullets is basically a kind of a crime story comic. David Lapham does both the story and the arts, and it looks like this is the last part of previously ongoing story. It's in black and white, but it's pretty okay. Believe it or not, having not read the previous issues, it was actually really easy for me to pick up what was going on within the story. Basically, kind of a typical modern story. Someone has stole some drugs. There's some people in the situation a little bit deeper than they think they are. There's a teenage girl who's kind of a badass. There's some other teenagers who are typical, know nothing teenagers, and it kind of resolves itself in a um, I don't want to say 100% realistic way, but kind of a believable, plausible way. It's kind of gritty, kind of hard boiled, but I liked it. I thought it was entertaining. Like I said, I'm coming in at the exact end of the story, but it made me intrigued enough to be curious about maybe picking up the next series, which I guess is going to be starting up pretty soon, called Stray Bullets Killers, and I guess the first issue is supposed to be coming out this month, so I'll probably look into it. The art story's well paced, lots of distinctive characters. The art might not be for everyone. Like I said, it's in black and white. Lots of interesting. You get a lot of panels per page, but I think it's necessary to tell the story the way that the artist wants the story told. Like I said, it kind of works. It's kind of impactful. Like I said, it made me interested enough to want to check out the new series that's supposed to be coming out. Next thing I have is Wolverine and X-Men #1. The story is written by Jason Latour, artist by Mahmoud Ashur, and the coloring is by Israel Silva. I basically just got this art because of Mahmoud was involved, or I picked up the comic book because Mahmoud's doing the art for it. Uh, I just don't know what to think. It's an okay comic book. It's um decently paced. You got some okay characterizations. Basically, the comic is about Wolverine and Storm running the Xavier, the Jean Grey School for mutants, and it's basically them and several kids who are mutants and freaks and what have you, and the hijinks that go on here. It looks like Wolverine is trying to recruit Phantom X to come to the school as well, and it's okay. Again, okay introduction to the series. I'm not sure exactly why they started Wolverine X-Men over with a brand new #1, other than I guess it's a new creative team, but still, I think they would have had. I don't know. It just seems like Marvel's thing these days is to just to slap #1 on anything just to get that sales spike. On that note, the next comic I got is Captain Marvel #1, and yep, yet another reboot. Um, let's see here. The story is by Kelly Sue DeConnick, artist by David Lopez, and the coloring is by Lee LaRidge. Despite what I said about what I just said about needless reboots, this one I kind of get. The previous series of Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers kind of has her fans and things, but I think that comic didn't really take off, even though there was a fan base there. I think a lot of people were kind of put off by the some of the art, and I admit it, I was one of the people that I didn't feel Dexter Soy was really right for the comic. Not even that I thought he was bad. And there was who else was in there? I can't think of the other artist that was working on the series. But I didn't think their art was bad. I just thought it didn't fit what this type of comic should have been. And so now we have David Lopez, who's a lot more of a conventional straight-laced superhero art. And I think it really fits the comic really well. I know they're going to be going into a different direction with this comic now. It's going to be a little bit more space adventure and a little bit more cosmic. So I think in this sense, the new number one kind of made sense. Um, the only thing about this comic is there seemed to be a lot of just sort of wrapping up of the old business before we get to the new business, which I guess is going to start, next week or next month, next issue, I should say. And I don't know how I want to say this. It's not. I don't know if that's a flaw or not. You know what I mean? I don't know if I would give this comic book to somebody who's new to the character and says, "Yes, here's all the cool things about this character." You know what I mean? It just seemed like there was a lot of wrapping up of stuff that happened in the previous series, and not. They didn't really hit the ground running. But I thought it was a decent issue. It was a very solid issue, and I liked it. I'm on board for right now. What else did I got? Got all new X-Men number 24. I feel the same way I felt about the last issue. It's really thin as far as the story is concerned, but the art is really good. A lot better was Mighty Avengers number 8. Just really solid classic story, superhero storytelling. It's my favorite Avengers comic that's coming out. I also got Hawkeye number 17. Um, Again, I liked it. I don't know if anybody else would be into it. It's not really a fill-in issue, but it's kind of a departure. Most of the comic is taken up by Hawkeye watching a television show on TV, watching a kid show, and of course, Hardy Har Har. Even though it's supposed to be children's cartoon characters, you can kind of figure out who all the kids characters are that who they're supposed to be homages to, and so on and so forth. It's a cute enough comic, and yeah, I liked it. I also got Astro City number 10. Um, I haven't read that yet, just because I haven't read issue 9 yet. I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably sit down and probably reread the whole arc, and maybe I'll review it at one time, depending on if I get to it this week or not. Okay, so that's it. I got to thank you very much for your patience, and everybody have a good day, all right?